million people living in Sharjah. So opportunities are growing and growing. Companies are growing. We find those relations from a political level helping a lot. We have a great alignment between the United Arab Emirates government and the Indian government. We see how the relationship has helped this business to grow. And I believe with a session like this, our main point is to say we welcome investors from around the globe. We welcome investors, especially from India. We have great ties and relationship with India. And I think the future is promising for our two nations to support each other in promoting investors from UAE to invest in India and investors from India to invest in the United Arab Emirates. I'm going to give the floor now to His Excellency Dr. Aman Puri to also give us his opening remarks about this session. Thank you all for being here. I believe that we're going to hear a lot of information about opportunities in Sharjah, and we're here, as we said, always to support each other. Thank you.
His Excellency Consulate General, Dr. Aman Puri is a qualified dentist from Amritsar, a member of the Indian Foreign Services, having joined in 2003, and he has assumed charge as Consul General of India, Dubai, on 15 July 2020. Before that, he was the Consul General of India in Birmingham, UK, and he was also in the European Union territory in Belgium, Luxembourg, based at Brussels. He has also held the office of Deputy Chief of Protocol Ceremonial, and his responsibilities were included organizing the foreign visit of the Prime Ministers of India and incoming visits of the level of heads of delegations, visit of the states, head of governments, Vice President and Foreign Minister. So, Excellency Dr. Aman Puri, it is indeed an honor to welcome you, and sir, the floor is all yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Sunanda Rajendran. Very good afternoon to all of you. Assalamu alaikum. Your Excellency, Marwan bin Jassim Al Sarkan, the distinguished panelists, His Excellency Dr. Khalid Umar Al Midfa, His Excellency Hussein Muhammad Al Mahmoudi, CEO of Sharjah FDI Office, Mr. Muhammad Al Mushark, Mr. Emerson Buak, and all the attendees of this session. First of all, I would like to convey our deepest appreciation in the way the leadership has provided support to all Indians in these times of crisis. I would also like to specially thank the leadership for their support to Indian business people based out of Sharjah. India and UAE, as all of us are aware, have always enjoyed very close and friendly relations over several millennia. And these traditional, civilizational and cultural ties have transformed and developed over the last few years into a comprehensive strategic partnership, which covers diverse sectors and has helped in the deepening and strengthening of the ties. We have a very strong two-way trade and investment relationship, and both governments are committed to supporting business people on both sides in identifying opportunities, in investing in each other's economies, and in growing the ties across sectors. Sharjah is a very important emirate for Indian investors because of its strategic location, because of the cost competitiveness, and because of its unique core strengths in several areas. I had the opportunity recently to visit Sharjah and was very pleased to see some of the amazing opportunities which are there in Sharjah. In spite of the current crisis, I'm glad I was able to make a visit. We have seen that over the last 5 years, the relationship between India and UAE has been transformed to a different level, starting from the visit of Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji in 2015, every year we have seen the relationship grow to new heights. We also saw the establishment of the UAE India Infrastructure Investment Fund, where the government of India's aspirations are very high, and we are looking at actually realizing 75 billion US dollars for investment in infrastructure, in the railways, in ports, roads, airports, and industrial corridors. And I think connectivity between the two countries plays a very significant role, which actually feeds into sectors like tourism, logistics, manufacturing, and of course, these sectors where both countries are now focusing on, such as artificial intelligence, fintech, healthcare, in the new scenario where, while dealing with this COVID crisis, which is obviously an unprecedented crisis, the pandemic has brought healthcare to the center stage. And today, the world economy is being held hostage by this crisis. So I think it is very important for countries like UAE and India to partner and collaborate, not only to address the challenge of this crisis, but also to enable economic revival in a post-COVID-19 world. I'm very happy to note that the Indian Premier League will be hosted in the UAE. And I must say that like our External Affairs Minister, Dr. Jaishankar mentioned during the very recent Joint Commission meeting, that this is the only place outside India where we are happy to see the IPL go to. So this is UAE's like second home for a large number of Indians. Many of them live here, work here, but at the same time, a huge number and a larger number regularly visit UAE. So I can say that, you know, with this current foundation of our connectivity, the deep bonds between the people of the two countries, the strength of the Indian business people of setting up businesses here in Sharjah and in other emirates of the UAE, I think the potential of doing more is obviously there. On our part, the consulate is very keen to work with all organizations like yourself, and we want to understand from you what are the opportunities, what are the areas where we can work together, where we can interest the Indian investors to come and establish their footprint in Sharjah and in other emirates. And what we are also going to be doing is that we are going to be having a monthly sector-specific conference starting from October. In October, and somewhere in the middle of October, and we'll be sharing the details soon, we are focusing on the most important sector, which is healthcare today. As you know, we are all facing this challenge and we are trying to understand how we can collaborate better to address this challenge. In November, we'll be looking at food security, which is again a sector which is very important for both countries. And then we will be looking at utilizing IT in different sectors and how we can transform the collaboration in various fields like tourism, logistics, and how we can bring in IT, because like today, in spite of the fact that we are trying to maintain social distancing and physical meetings are a challenge, but today we are able to meet virtually. We are able to listen to the concerns of several panelists, and we are able to understand what are the opportunities for both countries going forward. So I think we have to utilize the IT sector more. Also, I would like to mention something which was recently announced by Honorable Prime Minister of India, which was the National Digital Health Mission, under which we would be providing a unique health ID to each citizen of the country, which would have the health data and which would enable the cost and the efficiency to improve. It will improve the cost competitiveness, improve efficiencies, and the unique data will be available under a unique reference number, and that will allow for provision of healthcare services at lower cost and in a more efficient manner. So I think there are several such opportunities where both countries can exchange best practices, can learn from each other, support each other. And I think in the current phase where we need to do more for the economic revival, I think India and UAE partnership can be an example for the world and can support economic revival in a major way. With these words, I would like to thank you for this opportunity to share my views on this very important seminar. And I wish you all the best. Thank you so much. We would be working very closely with you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for gracing this occasion out of your busy schedule. Excellency Marwan, if you would like to say something to this. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Mrs. Sunanda. Well, the great thing about what His Excellency has mentioned is we are all aligned in what we are doing, what we are developing together. I think what we have learned also through this past time, the tough time that the whole world was going through, is that new technologies and new innovations have came up with, and something that made us change the way of how we're thinking. So His Excellency mentioned food security is a topic that we are also looking into it. So we're encouraging companies to come and look at the food security and how can we increase the investment in this sector. Another sector is basically aquaculture, which is another part of the food security that we are looking into within the United Arab Emirates. But also we have technology when it comes to robotics, when it comes to logistics, that we can also be keen in looking at it. The other things are, for example, 3D printing, battery manufacturing, solar panel manufacturing. All of those opportunities have risen up recently with COVID. Technology is by far the biggest winner, I would say, of what is happening. It has accelerated the fourth industrial revolution. And I believe we both have a lot of opportunities within the United Arab Emirates and Sharjah and within India and its different states around it with its advanced technology. I believe that if we manage to connect businessmen between the United Arab Emirates and the businessmen in India, we can win and get a lot of new technologies to the United Arab Emirates, and we can benefit from those great relations that we have.
We also have joined with us the panelists. We have His Excellency Hussein Mohammad Al Mahmoudi. He's the CEO of Sharjah Research, Technology and Innovation Park. Along with that, we also have His Excellency Dr. Khalid Al Mitfa, the chairman of Sharjah Media City. We have Mr. Mohammad Al Musharraf, CEO of Sharjah FDI Office, and Mr. Emerson, General Manager, Business Development, Gulf Tena. I have the privilege to introduce His Excellency Hussein. I'll just give a short profile of all our panelists. His Excellency Hussein Mohammad Al Mahmoudi is the CEO of Sharjah Research, Technology and Innovation Park. And he's also the CEO of the American University of Sharjah Enterprises. He's serving a dual role as the CEO. Besides that, he's handling this great responsibility in order to create the collaborative long-term relationship between industry, academia, and the public sector, fostering an ecosystem of enterprise and innovation. Previously, His Excellency Hussein served as the Director General of Sharjah Chamber of Commerce Industry for 8 years. We have also His Excellency Dr. Khalid Omar Al Mitfa, who is the Chairman of Sharjah Media City since February 2017. Dr. Khalid is focusing on raising Sharjah's profile as a hub for media excellence and production. He previously led the modernization and transformation of Sharjah Television and Radio as General Manager between 2011 to 2017. He combined his passion for media and a deep technology understanding of network developed through his multiple degrees in electronic and telecommunication engineering. He strongly believes in exploring the best practice around the world and bringing the knowledge back to Sharjah. Our third panelist is Mr. Mohammad Juma. Mr. Mohammad Juma Al Musharraf is the CEO of Sharjah Foreign Direct Investment Office, Invest in Sharjah, operating under the government of Sharjah. He holds a master's degree in international business management from the Australian University of Wollongong in Dubai and a bachelor's degree in international relations from American University in Sharjah. Throughout his career experience, he encompassed a comprehensive analysis and a perception on the global political and economic ecosystem, applying his knowledge in developing Sharjah's FDI growth strategically and effectively. Our fourth panelist is Mr. Amarchan, who is a certified master marine graduated out of Brazilian Merchant Marine Academy with a postgraduate study in port management, having 20 years of experience in the same very field. On his current role in Gulf Tenor UAE as a general manager business development, he is responsible for the company's UAE commercial activities. He is also recipient of International Award in Operational and Safety Efficient and Container Terminal Implementation. Now, my first question to His Excellency Hussein Al Mahmoudi is, sir, can you give us a short introduction about SRTI Park and its development? Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much for the opportunity and welcome to all of you. And on behalf of SRTIP, I'd like to thank Sharouk and IACCI and His Excellency is around to be part of this. Sharjah Research and Technology Park mandated by the government of Sharjah to develop the innovation ecosystem in Sharjah. And this is, as you explained, done through a real collaboration between private sector, government sector, and academia. We believe the UAE did very well in the past 50 years. You were using oil and gas to develop infrastructure. But now the UAE government has an aspiration to bring technology and technology development and R&D into the ecosystem of the UAE to excel. And there is no better partner for us to do this than India, because we share a lot of history and heritage and best practices with India. We developed our nations and our ecosystem together using, let's say, traditional method of economic growth like trading. Now, India has a big aspiration. India has a big technology, I would say, ecosystem in space, in agriculture, in ICT in general. And UAE is very keen to tap into this technology. But to be able to do this, we need the right vehicles, we need the right platform. And hence, here is the importance of the Sharjah Research and Technology Park, because our interest here is to be connected to leading technology platform in India, different technology and innovation hubs, different technology park, leading accelerators and venture capitalist companies where we can join hand in developing new opportunities. India did very well with, of course, developing things like Infosystem and Infosys and other companies. But these companies, I believe, never been replicated in our modern days. And I think that we have a real nice chance now to work with our ecosystem in both sides to develop this. I would say we also didn't do with India, we really didn't tap in the strength of the Indian education and research and development institutions. They have a lot to offer, and it's never been really taken to the next level. You know, we see big universities like Harvard and MIT and other European universities playing a big role and taking advantage of the resources here, but we don't see really education, Indian technology or R&D institutions tapping into the opportunities here. And I think that's a big area that we can collaborate with the Indian institutions to really come up and create business and economic opportunities. So the Sharjah Research and Technology Park, as my colleagues, Mr. Al-Marwan Sarkal suggested, Sharjah is the educational hub for this region. We have a university city which has more than 22 colleges and universities in one place. We have more than 47,000 students in one place with more than 2,000 PhD holders. This is a big opportunity to link to the education ecosystem in India and the innovation ecosystem in India. Sharjah Research and Technology Park can provide different things. We are a free zone, but dedicated free zone to research and development, to technology development, and for innovation. We provide the infrastructure that, offices and lands and everything, but we also provide funds into these companies, we create ventures, we design ventures, and we build partnership. And we believe this is the right moment because this reflects the UAE federal government vision. As we see today, UAE talking about nuclear energy, we're talking about space. India has a big program there. We're talking about healthcare. Now, healthcare is a very big topic. UAE never allowed, for example, testing of drugs in its history in the country. Now, this is a really a groundbreaking opportunity what we see with COVID-19. I think we encourage drug manufacturing companies from India, those who have innovative drugs, to work with us on testing some of these things here. Sharjah proudly hosts the biggest healthcare university in the country, which is the Sharjah University. We have labs, we have professionals here. These are all investment done by Sharjah government, and it's ready. So we encourage the healthcare institutions of India, the space institutions. Sharjah, again, through the American University of Sharjah, has the biggest, I would say, colleges of engineering across the region. And they do things from the nano satellite that we sent out of India 2 years was manufactured at the American University of Sharjah. The Minister of the Space and of the Mars is from the American University of Sharjah. So we have talents as well here that I think with the young Indian talents, we can collaborate and develop things. So my message to the people who are in the innovation sector of India, please consider Sharjah, because this is, you know, the Bangalore or the Hyderabad of UAE. We have fantastic infrastructure that you can leverage. So I will stop with this. Thank you.
Thank you. My question to His Excellency Dr. Khalid Al-Midfa. Could you please provide us brief information about Sharjah Media City and how it is different than other free zone? Over to you, Doctor.
Thank you very much, Sananda, and I thank Invest in Sharjah and the Indo-Arab Chamber of Commerce for hosting us here today and the opportunity to meet you all. Sharjah Media City was launched to act actually as a catalyst to the creative and media businesses to grow and thrive here in Sharjah and benefit from the infrastructure that my colleagues have talked about. Under the directive of His Highness Sheikh Dr. Sultan bin Mohammed Al Qasimi, the Supreme Council Member and ruler of Sharjah, Sharjah Media City, or Shams, we call it for short, which translates literally as the sun. Shams aims to be a world-class media hub for innovative facilities and services, supporting and helping businesses in this field. Shams was digitally born a free zone, and this was in 2017. And since then, actually, we are happy and very proud that we have attracted the interest of Indian companies and Indian entrepreneurs that are currently working already in Sharjah Emirate from Sharjah Media City. So we have the companies that have started their businesses here in Sharjah Media City are working in different business activities, and this includes management consultancy, tax and accounting services, advertising, and e-commerce. So as we all know, Sharjah is really close to India, and I'm glad to hear about the hosting of the Premier League for India actually here in Sharjah. And whenever we talked about Sharjah to our Indian colleagues, they talk and they say that we thought since we were young that Sharjah is in India, from the cricket and the games that were hosted here in Sharjah in the 80s. So as we all know, working and having a free zone license offer actually 100% ownership, and Sharjah Media City is a free zone authority, and we offer a quick and efficient online registration process for companies that are interested to have a license and to start working from Shams. Since inception, we try to support and help the investors and get their operation, get their activity started quickly and efficiently. So we require no physical presence for the shareholders to come and set up the company here in Sharjah. We offer them and get them the benefit of very flexible price schemes and visa options in order for them to start seamlessly doing their businesses. We are concentrating and keen to nurture the ongoing business relationships with the Indian companies and entrepreneurs. So we've been tirelessly working behind the scene to bring some of the activities that are within the film industry and to bring them here to Sharjah to try to join hands with the investors from the Indian Bollywood industry to set up some of their operations and studios here within Shams. We're available and are already actually in touch with a number of Indian filmmakers who are looking to shoot their films here in Sharjah and to be utilized as an unutilized location for the film industry. Here we will be and are already facilitating the shooting of some of those activities, those films, offering them logistic assistance and suggesting the local talents available within Sharjah Media City, within Sharjah at large, to be part of those projects that they are working on. So we have actually amassed a good a pool of local talents, and we can provide different facilities from electronic platforms that we thought to ease the production of those films and projects. So definitely we are here to support the businesses of the Indian entrepreneurs, and we are behind the thriving actually Indian UAE economic relationships, and we dedicate our teams to continue this. And thank you again for hosting us today, and I'll be available for any questions or any further discussions. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. My next question to Mr. Mohammed of Sharjah FDI office. Sir, tell us about the role of Invest in Sharjah in driving the economy of the Emirate of Sharjah. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Sananda. First of all, I would like to thank the Indo-Arab Chamber for partnering with us today to host this event, and I will definitely like also to thank His Excellency, the Consul General of India, for joining us today and giving his words to the event today. Sharjah FDI office is the investment promotion arm for the government of Sharjah. We promote Sharjah internationally for foreign investors, and we do provide different services for the investors, varying from providing them with the right information about the investment climate and the rules and regulations of investing in the UAE in general and Sharjah specifically, and then also through guiding them through the right opportunities that we have for Indian companies and Indian investors in the Emirate of Sharjah across different verticals and across different sectors, definitely. We enjoy a very good relationship with India. In 2019, we have participated in several events in India. We have participated at the Global Economic Summit in New Delhi. We have also organized a couple of roadshows to Ahmedabad and Visakhapatnam. We are frequent participants in Vibrant Gujarat, where we promote different investment opportunities to Indian companies. We have more than 20,000 Indian companies registered in the Emirate of Sharjah. More than 15,000 are registered onshore or in the economic development departments, and these 15,000 companies have 15,000 different UAE partners working with them on these companies, and we have more than 5,500 companies registered in the different free zones that we have in Sharjah. We have 6 different free zones in Sharjah, 2 general free zones, and then we have 4 different specialized free zones. We are happy today to host 2 of them, which is the Sharjah Research and Technology Park and Sharjah Media City. We have another one, which is Sharjah Publishing City, and we have the Sharjah Healthcare City. And I think this is something where we can definitely work heavily with India. As His Excellency the Consul General also mentioned, that there will be sector-specific sessions, and the first sector-specific session will be the healthcare session because of the situation currently. And I think here we can work closely with our Indian partners to present the different opportunity we have in the healthcare sector in general, and what Sharjah Healthcare City can provide for the Indian healthcare providers in general. MedTech is something that we can also work together on with the Indian healthcare sector, because of the ban of travels and because of the expertise that you have in India, especially in the healthcare. We can definitely work on the MedTech, where people can have conferences or calls with doctors in the Indian hospitals, and at least get the subscriptions from there. Advanced manufacturing is something that we are also looking forward to work on with Indian companies. And here we have, I think, the right infrastructure. We have the right ecosystem by having Sharjah Research and Technology Park providing different services for technology companies in the Emirate of Sharjah. Agrotech and food security, something also that we can work on together. Tourism as well. And we have Air Arabia that flies out of Sharjah International Airport, flies to 13 different destinations in India. And I think this is a good number, and that we have to utilize the usage of these flights to these 13 different Indian airports for business and for tourism. So this is what we do in a nutshell. I hope we can work together. Only this kind of events and collaborations will enhance the relationship between our private sector and the Indian private sector, and will drive the investments from both countries.
Thank you. My question to Mr. Emerson of Gulf Tenor. Sir, could you please give us a brief about your group of company, the services and product offer, and how customers can be benefited from end-to-end integrated services? Over to you, sir.
Great. Thank you very much, Ms. Sunanda. Again, good afternoon to everyone, and thanks for Shuruk inviting us to participate on this forum. Thank you very much to the Indo-Sharjah Chamber of Commerce as well to consider us and invite us for this event. It's an honor to be here again. And answering your question, Mr. Sunanda, and clarifying to all the participants, Gulf Dana is a Sharjah-based company. It has its origins in the Emirate of Sharjah. It's a Sharjah-based company. It's a company from Sharjah. The company has been trading for the last 45 years. It started its operation in 1976 in the Emirate of Sharjah with Sharjah Container Terminal, the first container terminal ever in the United Arab Emirates. And since then, the company have been evolving and have been progressing, expanding its footprint across the globe. At the moment, we have operations in the United States, in Delaware, and then in Florida. We have operations in Lebanon. We have operations in Iraq. We have operations in Saudi Arabia. We had operations in South America as well. And the company is constantly looking into new opportunities to expand its footprints. Together with its main activity, which is port management and running efficient ports, we have also our logistics division, Momentum Logistics, which provides a last mile end-to-end connectivity to the ports that we are working at. And this company is also present in many locations that goes across the globe. So in a brief terms, this is Gulf Dana. It's a global company. It's a private-owned company. It has been ranked as one of the most efficient companies worldwide. And in regards to our customers, we are very, very fortunate to serve a very wide range of customers that goes from shipping lines, I would say the very top league, the top 5 in the world at the moment, to the BCOs, to the shippers, and to the community as well. So our customers are able to benefit from our service in terms of connecting the various modes of transportation in one single product. Through our terminals, to our ports around the globe, we are able to receive the cargo, we are able to dispatch the cargo, and in the same way connect the cargo and the customers to its final delivery. Through cutting edge technology, our systems are the ones able to provide a full visibility to the customer or the company's supply chain. And we are also able to connect, as I mentioned in my introduction, the last mile delivery, meaning we are able to deliver your cargo, your product to your doorsteps and provide you visibility. How customers benefit? Efficiency, synergy, visibility, and of course, efficiency.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. I'll come to His Excellency Hussain. Sir, how do you see the innovative R&D sector growing and improving in UAE? And what is the role of your park in attracting the foreign investment? Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. I think the role of the park, as I said, is a leadership role in creating the infrastructure, both soft and hard infrastructure, to attract companies. And we do this via different methods. One, through identifying innovative opportunities, whether they are into agriculture or into space or autonomous cars or ICT, and putting the pieces together by working with the company, with the government, and with the academia, and with also the investment ecosystem. We work with big companies like Gulf Dana on developing different projects. We've initiated projects around Internet of Things with them last year or 2 years ago. And we continue work with and explore this area with different companies. We have relationship with major multinationals, from ABB to Intel and other organizations, on developing next generation education activities. We also make wherever makes sense, make also funds available for these companies. And we work with our colleagues like Shams and Shuruq and others to really develop opportunities. So we are really projects and opportunity-driven organization. We look for things that makes business sense, that makes you know, a win-win situation. And as I said, India has a lot of entrepreneurs with a lot of ideas and innovation. So we will look forward to collaborate with them. We have offices that we can provide. We issue license as we are a free zone. We have also invested in enablers like Makerspace. So we have 2 big labs equipped with CNC machines, 3D printing, electronics, wood, and others that is available for companies to come and co-create product that actually reflects the need of this market. Because as you know, we cannot just import things the way that they are. We need customization. And we are also doing a lot on COVID-19. We've printed masks and other healthcare related technologies. We're doing things on solar and renewables and agriculture. We have an interesting 2 companies actually in the park who are owned by Indians in agriculture technologies. So we provide different things, depends on the opportunity.
My question to His Excellency Dr. Khalid Mitfa. Sir, what are the future plans for Shams, and could you please elaborate on the city's master plan? Over to you, Dr. Khalid.
Thank you very much. Yes, we have actually 2 million square meters to be master planned, then develop the infrastructure for, and then definitely start constructing the relevant facilities for the media and creativity business. So this is well underway, and we are actually looking for and join hands actually with the relevant partners, the best in class that we are looking for. In any business that we get in Sharjah Media City, we try to tie up with the best in class in their respective field. So if, and definitely in India, there are a lot of companies who are best in their class in operating studios, sound studios, and different facilities related to the media and creativity business within the film industry or the TV production. So those companies, those partners whom we are looking for, and we would welcome the attendees actually to explore further the different interests that we have in Sharjah Media City from our website, that I just answered some of the questions with the reference to our website, shams.ae. So with regard to the master plan, it is there. We're well underway to receive our biggest project, 3 buildings that we are constructing to house the companies that have already been registered within Sharjah Media City. And looking further, we are getting the plans ready to start building warehouses that will be used and utilized as creative units, studios, and be available for the relevant businesses in the media and creativity business. So it is well underway, and we are looking forward for further interest coming from India.
Thank you, Doctor. My question to Mr. Mohammed of Sharjah FDI office. Sir, how does Invest in Sharjah create business opportunities for investor? Over to you, Mr. Mohammed.
Thank you, Mr. Nanda. Again, on a micro level, and as we are part of Sharjah Investment and Development Authority, the investment arm of the government, we always have different opportunities for investors where we get into different joint ventures with international companies in different sectors. For example, we have partnerships with companies in infrastructure, in real estate, in hospitality, in agrotech, in healthcare. And on a macro level, on a Sharjah level, we always have studies available for the investors ready with us. We conduct these studies and we update these studies every 2 or 3 years. And we collaborate actually with international consultants, and we work internally within Sharjah with our stakeholders, whether these stakeholders are from the private sector or from the government entities or companies such as Gulf Tenor or BIA, which are semi-government companies. So we always have these packages for investors. We always have the numbers available, the studies, the feasibilities available. So we look at the interest of these investors, and according to the interest of these investors, we either direct them to the right partners, or sometimes even we try to look for the right partner from the private sector companies that are available here in the Emirate of Sharjah.
Thank you, sir. My question to Mr. Emerson. Sir, how would we be able to support and promote Sharjah and India trade? And what are the current liner services available connecting India and Sharjah? Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much again. India has been a very, very great partner to the Emirate of Sharjah in terms of international trade. With a couple of millions of tons of cargo and various products flowing in and out to the Emirate of Sharjah, on a yearly basis. And this, of course, creates a real and very important and essential requirement to provide a seamless access to the cargo, seamless access to the trade as well. So in Gulf Tenor, we are able to promote and facilitate this international trade throughout our port facilities and throughout our logistics services. So for the various products that are coming from into India, we are able to provide access to this international trade. In terms of connections or liner connections or sea connections or intermodal connection, if you will, between India and Sharjah, today we have one dedicated service with Bengal Tiger lines and with Safin feeders that connects Sharjah directly to Nhava Sheva, Kandla, and Mundra ports directly. And this service provided the fastest and the shortest transit time compared with other ports within United Arab Emirates. Besides of course, this sea bridge, if you allow me to call it, between India and Sharjah, we are able to provide the last mile delivery, meaning if an investor coming to Sharjah is willing to bring building materials from India, for example, we are not only able to take the cargo in, being container or even as a project cargo through our Korfakan port. We're able to store, we're able to do customs clearance, we are able to provide the door delivery to the destination in one single banner. So in summary, throughout our services, we are able to create a very, very, very sustainable, efficient bridge between Sharjah and India.
My question to His Excellency Hussein. Sir, what is your strategy to showcase the park's strength and what makes SRTI Park unique to similar entities? Over to you, sir.
Our strategy is really to walk the talk. Despite Corona, we managed to engage with a lot of countries and people through using webinars. But our strategy really works on demonstrating these technologies. So at the moment in the park here, we pride ourselves to have probably the largest transport and logistics innovation projects in the Middle East. If you visit the park, you will see three types of trains being developed, next generation trains being developed at the park. We finished phase 1, which is 400 meters. We have now working on 3 kilometers of next generation trains. It's a company from Belarus that is investing in developing new technologies for trains and train system. So this is something that you can come and see. We have also an agriculture physical R&D center around hydroponics and aquaponics that you can also visit and see the technology and touch it. We're also very proud to claim that we have the largest additive manufacturing R&D centers in the region. We print at the moment construction using 3D technology. So if you come to the park, you will see a 3D printed house with its own robotic. You can also see a metal 3D printing. We are also printing metal and printing plastic as well. During COVID, we printed face shield. Our partners here printed 4.5 million face shields during this period. We also have a photovoltaic R&D center. So these are all demonstration projects that you can come and visit and see. We use those to promote the park. Of course, we are moving, tomorrow is a very special day and next week, because we are moving into our main headquarters, which is really a very big building, which is meant to be an open innovation building. So people can come and feel and touch the work that we are doing. And I think this is the biggest way in the way that we promote. But we also look for organizations like you, which we really have historical relationship with you, to also help promoting these opportunities to your members at the IACCC. And also, of course, our private sector like GovTainer, because at the end of the day, we are all one family to promote.
Thank you, sir. My question to His Excellency, Dr. Khalid Al-Midfa. Sir, what barriers do entrepreneurs face while starting their business there? And how does your institution help? Over to you, Dr. Khalid.
Definitely, the very competitive market of the UAE is going to be challenging, actually, for the entrepreneurs. Also, the non-availability of funds for some of the entrepreneurs. For that matter, actually, we try to be very straightforward for any company to establish itself and be licensed in a very systematic and even can be done, the licensing process can be done from a distance without the need for the investor to come and present himself. This is to start with. With regard to the financing of the companies within the UAE and within Sharjah, there are funds or programs that are available for the entrepreneurs to support them and get them the adequate finances for them to start working. We also tied up, actually, and going to announce this with an institution, a financial institution that itself can support the entrepreneurs and the SMEs for their immediate needs of the finances. Also, we are actually in continuous contacts with banks, local banks here within the UAE, to ease the process of opening up their bank accounts. And we have tied up, actually, with several banks, and we're proud that currently the companies that opt for a Shams license can get an answer from the relevant bank that we tied up with pretty quickly. And we have a known process for that matter that adheres definitely to the central bank KYC requirements and so on. However, it is actually in a faster pace than companies with other licenses than Shams. So we know that it is difficult for the entrepreneurs and the SME, and we try to help them and support them in the best way we can. And to prove the success of that, we actually reached over 3,000 companies established here in Shams, and a lot of them are SMEs, and we are proud that we reached this number and looking forward to get and to support more companies.
Thank you, sir. My question to Mr. Mohammed of Sharjah FDI. Sir, how does Invest in Sharjah work with other government entities on promoting Sharjah locally and internationally? Over to you, Mr. Mohammed.
I think, Ms. Sunanda, the best example I can start with is our event today or our webinar today. This is how we collaborate with international institutions, and then we invite our friends and colleagues and partners from Sharjah different entities to showcase the opportunities that they have for all the investors. Internationally, we do a lot of roadshows, and I mentioned a couple of them that we have done in 2019 in India and other countries as well. And as our chairman always says, every other week we are in a different country, whether as Invest in Sharjah or as Shuruq. And if you count all Sharjah entities, I think every day we are at a place promoting investing in Sharjah, promoting our free zones, promoting our investment climate. We also host an annual event, which is an international international event, which is the Sharjah FDI Forum, and we were happy also to host you and to host the minister in one of the sessions of the Sharjah FDI Forum. We have something called Sharjah Day in X country. We did a couple of them. We did Sharjah Day in India. We did Sharjah Day in USA, Sharjah Day in UK, where we also invite all the stakeholders and the different free zones and Sharjah companies to present the opportunities that they have. We also have some local events that we do. We have created roundtables with each and every diplomatic mission or with the business councils that we have in the UAE to present also business opportunities for those investors who are in UAE but who might be available in other Emirates but not in Sharjah, and they don't have the right information about Sharjah or what is happening on Sharjah. And we always look at win-win situations. It might not be a direct investment, but they also might participate in some of the government projects that we have here. And this is an indirect investment that these companies are doing in the Emirate of Sharjah. Recently, we have launched our one-stop service center for the investors, which is called Saeed, and Saeed is happy in English, where we want all the investors who are investing in Sharjah to be happy. So we created this one-stop shop for them, where they can come and apply for all their government-related documents, whether it's visa for their employees or trade license or services of the Chamber of Commerce, We also provide services of some of the free zones that exist in Sharjah, and one of them is Shams, of course. So we provide different services for investors with different stakeholders, whether from Said or through the services that we provide through Sharjah FDI Office Invest in Sharjah.
My last question to Mr. Emerson. Sir, what are the potential opportunities you would like to share with the Indian business community in future?
Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much again. We at Gulf and we work on a one-stop shop concept, very much in the same way as our partner Shuruk works as well. So to make sure that our customers are satisfied and that customers has a kind of integrated service when they deal with us. So being a one-stop shop entity in the maritime and logistics sector, this brings endless opportunities at the moment and future opportunities. And one specific that we have today at the moment, and I would like to share with the Indian community as well, which is open for business, I would say, is our direct connection with India, our sea bridge or our logistic bridge with India directly, providing a seamless access to international trade, cargo import and export throughout this bridge that I'm sharing with the Indian community. So yes, we have an opportunity at the moment. Is open for business. Is open to foster international trade between UAE and India. And future-wise, you know, we are constantly developing and refining our products. I will give an example for reefer commodities. For the reefer commodities, today we have a unique product in UAE, which means you get your reefer commodity like frozen or chilled cargo, like vegetables, meat, shrimp, seafood. You are able to get your cargo inside Sharjah ports, you store in our cold warehouse, inside the port, is still in the bonded area, and then dispatch to your final destination. We have some other products like our customs clearance, where we take care of everything to you, imported and exported, coming from India as well, so as the transportation. Okay, so again, we work on a one-stop shop concept that provide endless opportunities to the Indian community. And of course, we'll welcome India traders, we'll welcome India BCOs and shipping line users to our ports in the UAE. Thank you very much.
Excellency Marwan, if you can, would like to share something, the concluding remark of today's webinar.
Thank you. I would like to thank all of the participants. Maybe one topic I wanted also to enlighten our viewers here, that we have a very important sector that we are also looking at into Sharjah, which is healthcare, whether it's pharmaceutical or healthcare providers. And I believe the Indian market is one of the most important markets for patients from the United Arab Emirates that are actually seeking for better health, whether it's holistic or wellness. And I think India is a major provider, whether it's for doctors or for medicine or for nurses. So I think this is another sector that Sharjah has created, also a whole city, which is called the Sharjah Healthcare City, that gives an opportunity for investors into the healthcare industry to look at Sharjah as another opportunity. And we are so proud to have some of the players located in Sharjah, whether it's NMC, whether it's Burjeel, whether it's the different players in Sharjah, Zleikha, for example, hospital also in Sharjah. All Indian investors trusted Sharjah more than 30 years ago, invested in Sharjah, and today have whether hospitals or also pharmaceutical industry. So this is another sector that I would like to encourage investors from India to venture into us with Sharjah. Looking at the new technologies into the healthcare is another sector that we encourage investors to come. So at the end, I think I believe that we came up with different topics that we discussed, and we have enlightened a lot of people around the globe to get to know more about the trade relations between UAE and India, and the different opportunities that my colleagues in the esteemed panel have explained. Our main goal is to help, support, and together build a great economy for both nations. So thank you all for this interesting session that we've listened to.
Thank you, Excellency. Before conclude, my request to my partner Sharjah FDI that when we have this kind of an forum, when we have such a big project in mind, where we are thinking in terms of promotion of Sharjah, my request that the chamber can jointly work with your forum here, and we can concentrate on sectoral community. Like when we are thinking in terms of research and development, we are thinking in terms of education. So my suggestion that we can in near future organize an exclusive sectoral webinar where we can invite the Indian community engage in this activity, who can explore the opportunities and offer given by Sharjah. Similarly, in terms of this media city, we can work out with research and institute, we can work out on mobilizing investors. Like we do have good microscope finance facilities for our SMEs and startups. So we can work out something like that. We have NABARD Bank, where we are talking about National Agricultural Rural Development Bank, where we are funding. So similar, this kind of a portal we can work out, and we can also encourage these people and motivate them to be in Sharjah, so that the people who are coming to Sharjah, they will reap the benefit. And with this piece of note, I would like to extend my vote of thanks on behalf of the chamber, on behalf of our partner Sharjah FDI office. Would like to thank His Excellency Mr. Marwan Jasim Al Sakal, the Executive Chairman of SURUK, our Counsel General, His Excellency Dr. Aman Puri, and also our eminent panelists, His Excellency Hussein Mohammad Al Mahmoudi, His Excellency Dr. Khalid Al Mitfa, Mr. Mohammad Al Musharak, and Mr. Emerson, for sparing their valuable time out of their busy schedule and to be a part of this August gathering. Last but not the least, all our viewers from India and overseas, the board member of the chamber, the team Sharjah FDI, the team of the chamber for doing this fantabulous performance in publicizing this event. I'm sure this kind of events will prove to be a roadmap for the business community to come closer and foster their business in many fold. I would like to use this platform and inform that my chamber is always open for you, sir. And if we will be of any help to you and put a contribution, we are a strong umbrella. We do have offices in all the major cities of the country. So please utilize and reap the benefit. And to my viewers, I would like to say that our next session will be webinar on Djibouti in association with our Indian Embassy in Djibouti. We will immediately come back to you soon after this session. Please give us your gigantic support the way all of you have been showering and giving us up till now. So goodbye and see you soon. Have a great evening ahead. Thank you very much, sir. Namaskar.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.